Hello, Emily here from CURRENTBODY. Now, a number of you out there have asked me to do a comparison video between the Caci Microlift and the Trinity NewFace. Both devices use microcurrent and there are a lot of similarities between them, but I'm going to run you through some of the differences which will hopefully help you with your decision. So the Caci Microlift is a British produced and invented device, and Caci treatment is very, very popular in salons across the country. The NewFace is an American device and it's FDA approved, whereas the Caci isn't. So what that means is it's been through rigorous testing to say that it is safe for use and that sort of thing. This is actually the second biggest selling beauty device in America. So it comes second only to Clarisonic. Nobody's ever going to take Clarisonic's crown. But the fact that it's managed to move into second place really does tell you that people are seeing results and it is very popular. One of my customers said to me the other day she'd recently been in LA and that the NewFace Trinity really is like the big buzzword in home electrical beauty over there. So the Caci Microlift uses microcurrent to tone the face, and also it has an anti-wrinkle mode. So when you take the top off, you've got 4 prongs, and into the prongs you place 4 special electrobuds. Now you get 100 of those when you purchase the device. So it's got 2 modes, toning and anti-wrinkle. So to use the toning, you simply undo the central section and it becomes almost like a pinch effect, which is patented by Caci, and it is it's only them that use it. So you pinch the buds and sort of lift the face in different places. Now they do give you a great instruction manual which runs you through exactly where to place the prongs on your face to get the optimum effect. It's got 3 different levels of usage, so you can use it on low, medium or high, which does mean you can kind of tailor it to use it in different areas of the face on a different level. And what most of my customers really love the Caci for is for lifting those jowls. So really, once you're toning all these areas and lifting the face as a whole, you're lifting the skin, tightening the skin, and sort of training the facial muscles into a different shape, as it were. So that's what the Caci does. Now, to compare it to the NewFace has these much larger prongs. It doesn't obviously have that pinch effect. And the way that you use the NewFace is that you place a gel primer all over the face. So you get one included in the box, but actually at CURRENTBODY we do give you an additional one so that you get through your first 6 weeks of treatment, which is when NewFace say you'll start to see the real results. So you apply a very thin layer. You really don't need too much. It shouldn't be a thick layer. It's just a thin layer, and that conducts the electricity into the skin. So then you've got your 2 large round spheres on the top of the device there, and you simply follow the instructions as you do with the Caci and you move it across the face. Now I must say, with the Caci, when I'm using that in particular areas on the higher current, I can feel the little electrical current running through the face, especially, for example, if I'm working around the eyes. And they do say don't use it on the highest setting around the eyes. And you get a slight flashing and you can feel a slight beep. It's very much like a very, very low level electric shock, if you've ever done that to yourself. Whereas with the NewFace, even on the highest setting, number 5, I personally can't really feel very much sensation. Now, of course, it does vary from person to person depending upon your skin type, how much fat you've got on your face and all that kind of thing. But it is a slightly less sensation, I would say, with this than the Caci. But that may not necessarily mean that you're getting less effect. So you move that across the face in different ways, and the instructions are incredibly clear. You really can grab the NewFace out of the box, open it up and get going. It's very, very simple to use, whereas I feel that the Caci does take a bit more training. You really need to read the instruction manual quite carefully in order to make sure you're getting the optimal effects. Now, the other thing that I really like about the NewFace, and that I think is what has made it so popular in America, is the fact that you can get interchangeable heads for it. So this isn't the only head, hence the Trinity name. There are 3. So there's one that looks very similar to this, but actually the 2 small spheres are much smaller and they're on 2 long prongs. They look a bit like an old-fashioned TV antennae. So they're much smaller prongs and they're designed for working around the eye, in the brow furrows and in the lip contours around there. So that's a different head. So to change them, you simply press in at the bottom. I've just turned it on there. And then you take off the one head and you change it out for the other one. And now the other thing that I think is really interesting about this device is that you can get a wrinkle head that goes with it. So this contains lots of LED lights, and LED light has been proven to stimulate collagen production if used in a certain way. So this is red LED. Let me just get it back on there for you and you'll be able to see the colour. So you clip it on like that, switch it on, and you can see you've got, oh, it's a bit bright, sorry, little red lights. So they flash at the beginning and then you get that low level red light. So simply you hold that over the area that you're wishing to work on. It feels very warm. It's quite a nice sensation, and you can, to be honest, just sit there while you're watching television of an evening if you've got something interesting on, moving it around to different areas of the face. To treat the entire face should take you about 20 minutes, and it beeps at you to tell you when to move on to the next area. So it's really versatile. Therefore, you know, you've got your one head that you can use and the ELE head which goes with it, and they treat a very similar kind of thing. But the fact that you've then also got this red LED light, it kind of means that you've got two devices in one. Whereas, you know, if you are looking at the Caci Microlift, it does facial toning and it does an anti-wrinkle mode where you move it up and down over the area you want to work on. But that's it. Whereas with this, you know, you could purchase the Caci Microlift and an LED device, such as the Light Stim for wrinkles. But you could also then purchase this and you've got all of that in one. So the last thing I was telling you about are the cost implications. Excuse me while I just grab that. So in terms of upkeep, in terms of extra things you need to buy, with the NewFace, when you first purchase it, that's my new kitten. When you first purchase it, you've got the main device, which retails at £300, but we are offering it at £270 at present. Then you can buy the additional heads to go with it, and if you buy them at the time, they are slightly discounted to £100 each. But you can come back at a later date and purchase them for £135 each. So that kind of means, you know, you can start off with the NewFace, see how you go, and kind of move on from there. And you can add to your collection until you've got this device that does loads of different things. The other ongoing cost with it is the gel primer. You do need that to conduct the microcurrent properly. So as I said, we give you a bonus one of these within your pack. But then if you do want to purchase them again, they retail at £10. So that is an ongoing cost you do have to bear in mind. And with the Caci, there is another cost that you have to bear in mind, which is the cost of the electrobuds. So when you purchase the device, you get 100 of these, and you need 4 per treatment. But then you can purchase them again and they come in at £32.95 if you buy them from us. So again, there is that slight cost incurred as you're going on. The Caci is a more expensive device to start with. If you purchase just the Trinity with the spherical head, the large spherical head, this is slightly cheaper than this one. But if you're going to buy all the heads, it is a bit more expensive. So it's really about weighing up what you're looking for from the device. I personally feel that the NewFace is slightly easier to use, and I do think that the overall skin tightening effect that the NewFace gives, I think certainly for me, I feel that lift and things is more appropriate for my skin at my age. Whereas the Caci Microlift, I think, is perhaps better for people who are slightly older and who have perhaps got those jowls and that sort of thing that they're worried about. Then I would advise to go for the Caci Microlift. So if you would like any further advice about these two devices and you'd like to give us a call, please do contact us and I can chat you through the devices and make sure that you're making the right decision for you. If you'd like to learn a bit more about the NewFace, you can click here. And if you'd like to learn a bit more about the Caci Microlift, please click here.